7 p.m. Roll call, Jack?
Okay. Commissioner Gold.
Here.
Commissioner Lawrence has already told us that she would not be available tonight. Commissioner Melendez.
Here.
Commissioner Bitsley.
Here.
Commissioner Tanner.
Here.
Vice Chair O'Brien Herrera.
Here.
And Chair Christian Kelly.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right. Let's please stand up and salute our flag.
You've got a new seat.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Lily Tomlin in this thing. Okay. All right. Approve order of agenda. Does everybody approve order of agenda? Is there a motion to approve order? Is everybody seeing the agenda? Can I have a,
I'll approve.
okay, you want a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, blue folder items. Is there any blue folder items?
There are no blue folder items.
Okay, we can go to consent calendar. Business items, except those formally noticed for public hearing or discussion, are assigned to the consent calendar. The commission members may request that any consent calendar items be removed, discussed, and acted upon separately. Items removed from the consent calendar will be taken up under the excluded consent calendar section below. Those items remaining on the consent calendar will be approved in one motion following oral communications. All right.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I want to pull out the last meeting's agenda, please.
You would like to pull out which one?
Last meeting's agenda. I don't know what number it is. In the consent calendar.
Okay.
3.
Do you know? Do you have that?
The minutes.
For the F2? F2? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And then we'll put that 2. Okay, so that's the one. Okay, can we go ahead then? We go after excluded consent calendar items, and then we go to the one that Tanner pulled?
You would vote to approve the remaining consent calendar
Yeah,
items.
so because I just want to let them know that we're going to be putting that after that, just so that they understand too, right? Okay. Can we have a motion to approve the other items? And then we'll go on to that one. Then, can I have a,
Sure. I motion to approve all other items.
I second.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay. Excluded consent calendar items. Okay, now we can go on to F2, which is approve Redondo Beach Cultural Arts Commission meeting minutes. Tanner?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, of course.
It's a technical thing, actually, but just for the correcting the record, on page 8, towards the bottom of our July meeting minutes, it says Commissioner Tanner announced that Hermosa Beach Annual Community Exhibition will open this Friday. I'm pretty sure I said Manhattan Beach, but I may be wrong. It's probably on the recording. It should be the Manhattan Beach Annual Community Exhibition at the Manhattan Beach Community, the Arts Center. If you could correct that, that would be.
It is incorrect, but I believe it was not that. I believe it was actually a discussion of the old Veterans Library. You were looking at being involved in programming there. Was that particular discussion?
No, I'm pretty sure I announced the Manhattan Beach Community Art
You
Exhibition.
did announce that, you did. But I thought that's what this one was referring to.
No, but I did not talk anything about the old library.
Okay, I will get that updated and corrected. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Can we now have a motion to approve that?
I move to approve the agenda
Wonderful.
from July.
Can we have a second?
A second.
Okay, wonderful. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, now we're going to go to H, public participation on non-agenda items. Okay. This section is intended to provide members of the public with the opportunity to comment on any subject that does not appear on this agenda for action. This section is limited to 30 minutes. Each speaker will be afforded 3 minutes to address the commission. Each speaker will be permitted to speak only once. Written requests, if any, will be considered first under this section. Does anyone from the public?
We do.
Wonderful.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
I'm Rick McQuillan from Manhattan Beach. I live about a block north and a mile west of the corridor, and I drive it and visit it often. I just want to let you know that my CRTsia project and app is making progress. It's about boosting commerce, although we're slowly adding aspects of city art and history. We may also add parking management, we'll see. We used CRTsia as the handheld map for the Dine Around Artesia event last month, and we'll start using it now to track mural spaces available. So I've been engaging with the mayor, the council, planning, public amenities, and youth commissions, and you. Now, as for art on the boulevard, I have some opinions. I've got kind of some wild ideas, but I'll share them with you. I want it to be inviting for residents first. I'm a bit concerned that some of what we're seeing early on may be better suited for a downtown civic plaza than like a boulevard with homes one block away. I don't want to attract visitors at the expense of the nearby residents, but these are just opinions and it's early, so we'll see. I like to use existing resources when I can. First, everyone entering Artesia from the east crosses under the railroad bridge. It looks bad now and it's kind of disinviting. And I know there may be jurisdictional challenges to do anything with it, but if we could, that structure could be the foundation for a grand entrance or an inviting entrance or an enchanting entrance. I have some mock-ups of that I'm going to be sharing. Also, now the sign above Redondo Liquor is probably 70 years old. It's a mid-century Googie type design, think like the Jetsons. And I'd guess it might light up and spin if it's restored. So again, this is kind of wild, but it may not be to everyone's taste, but it might be worth investigating if we could buy it, get it spinning and blinking again, maybe even on the median as a sort of a whimsical bit of Redondo history. And also there's some nice flagstone on vacant sites, and I hope it just doesn't get tossed. I like the way the Redondo Village mixes kind of the old with the new to get a quality of timelessness and eternity, because Redondo is eternal. And again, these are just ideas to use existing resources to work with the new art, get a good bang for the buck. And also there are a lot of big, boldly lettered signs. They're nice for business, but they'll hide art. Now, if people have a handheld app that tells them everything that's there when they're driving through, do the merchants really need all these signs? If not, that could transform the boulevard. Could take a while, but that could happen. So again, I'm glad to see you, and I'll continue to participate and ask me anything about the apps I'm working on to improve the boulevard in the city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Georgette Gantner, District 2. Last Friday, Jim and I walked around Artesia again to look for blank walls for possible murals. And I realized that's not the purview of LaBasse's work, which it's fine. And because usually, you know, it's on private property, so the city can't pay for that because the murals could be changed at any time. But we identified, and there's more, but we identified 40 spaces for murals, and which is exciting because it's, who knows how long it'll take, but hey, we may as well plan ahead and work as soon as possible. And one of the people we met, which is great, when you walk around, you just meet business owners and you get the enthusiasm, you tell them what you're doing, like, oh yeah, I want a mural in my property. And an auto repair place called Lucky's was saying that they wanted, they have a lot of space and they want a mural. And there were a couple of mural artists that I emailed later to them. But it's an exciting situation. They also said we want to, they wanted to do some of the electrical box with the auto-related parts and things. But it's just exciting, and whenever we get a chance, we talk to people. Everywhere I go, I say, hey, there's things happening on Artesia, and come to our meetings and come to the council meetings and find out and ask questions and make suggestions. So it's cool. He'll come up if I forgot something. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. There are more speakers regarding?
Hi, Joan Irvine, Commissioner, city staff, people who are here. I'm here to represent Keep the Esplanade Beautiful. You know, all of a sudden I realized, I don't know, did I ever give you information about Keep the Esplanade Beautiful? No, if I can do a receive and file?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know, the purpose of Keep the Esplanade Beautiful is we have the most beautiful area, 1.6 miles along the beach, and we do cleanups on that. But also what we're trying to do is getting people engaged. And we have, as you know, some of the most beautiful mosaic arts on the Esplanade also, which is on J4. But we're working on things in order to keep it cleaner, make it nicer, let people know what's going on. And one of the things we just did today is we have the head of our marketing committee comes with 30 years of experience in mainstream corporate advertising, and he won awards about 4 Olympics ago for his Adidas Olympic campaign. And he's helping us with our marketing, and we're really trying to get ready for LA 28. So yesterday we were there, and we're producing a video, a song and a video about keeping the Esplanade clean. And that to me is cultural art. And we had the people who were there. It was Brent George, who is here local in town, and also Mauricio Lilwick, which he works with Jackson Brown. He's their touring drummer. So we're going to have a musical video about Keep the Esplanade Beautiful, and we're going to be premiering it at our annual community mixer on October 22nd at HT Grill between 5:30 and 7:30. I only have one of these, but everybody is invited. There's no cost to come. It is our fundraiser, so it's also a silent auction or item. And we do have Debbie and Patty, who have done all the mosaics in town. They've already contributed some pieces to it, and Friends of Redondo Beach Art are contributing to it. Christine is going to be contributing a piece. So we're very much about the art and the importance of that and the importance of keeping this. And especially knowing that we have, LA 28 is coming up, so we're really trying to plan ahead on that. So I just wanted to let you all know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Commissioners will need you to do a motion and a vote to receive and file that piece of literature.
I make a motion to receive and file the
Second.
pamphlet.
Second.
Okay. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay.
Good evening, Commission. Jim Mueller, I live in District 5. I wanted to add to what Georgette said. We did some shoe leather detective work, and I was looking at the ACAP documents this afternoon, and I found that there is money to pay for things like murals. So I know that the LaBasse effort is only for public property, and of course the murals would be on private property. But there is money in the ACAP if it ever gets going, but maybe it could be sped up a little bit to pay for some of the mural effort. Now, of course, people on their private property, they will be expected to pay, and of course they want to be able to vet the images that are going to be on their walls. and there may be some advertising in there, but the ACAP could be used, the ACAP money could be used, and there is grant money as well outside of the ACAP to pay for things like that would help make placemaking, which is part of the ACAP, the whole ACAP ethic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sandy Anlu. I am newly appointed board member of the NRBBA, and I'm the crazy volunteer who put together the non-restaurant businesses of Dine Around Artesia and added 12 to 15 artists to them. It was sold out. I'm starting to plan for next year. I'm hoping we can have some of the Cultural Arts Committee's assistance in that. I'm also a resident. I live 1 block away from Artesia, and I have been involved in LaBasse meetings. It seemed like the consensus at the meetings was functional art, and I walk the boulevard as well quite often, hoping the functional art can also be used for sound. I suggested maybe planters that were pottery-inspired, art-inspired, put trees to just give those restaurants a little buffer between that noise. But I also understand that there's pretty much 3 projects, right? I would guess that the mural project would be the Cultural Arts Commission, hopefully would be a committee there, and LaBasse is a separate section. And I'm hoping, in addition to this, I'm hoping the city council can help Artesia put a property maintenance penalty, or to the owners somehow. I know they spoke about that earlier. In addition to the murals, I think that would be amazing to clean up the space, the peeling paint, the roofs that are falling down, the gutters that are non-existent. But that's another issue. I know that's another committee. But I just wanted to tell you again, we had a success. We sold out both nights. And I'm hoping we can get permission to maybe have some more artists in front of the businesses that don't have enough room to put an artist inside. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. My name is Francesca. I'm from District 4, and I am here to let you know that Redondo Beach has an amazing ballet company, Redondo Ballet Company. I hope you're all familiar with that. We have an amazing website. We put on amazing productions, and we just would love to collaborate with you all to find other ways that Redondo Ballet can support Redondo. The sky is the limit. We have wonderful ideas of, if you look at our website, we have a beautiful shot of our dancers dancing on the pier with the drone coming over. Just other than being at the theater, the beautiful theater, and performing, there's so many other things that we could collaborate on. The Olympics are coming. All these things need time, and we have reached out to Elizabeth House. We haven't been very successful in going any further. So any help or direction from any of you, you've got an amazing company ready to work for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I believe that's it. We have no e-comments.
Okay. Now we can move on to I. Items continued from previous agendas. Right. Okay, items for discussion prior to action. J1, receive and file project updates regarding the Artesia Public Art Master Plan. Kelly Orta, Deputy Community Services Director.
Good evening, Commission. Thank you. It's nice to see some of you again. So I wanted to provide, Jack and I are actually tag teaming the Artesia project, and I know there has been, throughout the last few months, several questions from the Commission on what is this going to look like? How are we involved in this? what's the end goal, kind of how is this being laid out. So we wanted tonight to provide you with a general overview of the project so that you understand what is being completed, where you fit into that, and what the end result is going to be. So I do have a presentation, if we can get that displayed. Okay, so just very high level, some very information you probably are already aware of. On May 13th, the city entered into an agreement with LaBasse Projects, otherwise known as LBP, which in our administrative report. Essentially what they are tasked with doing, probably one of their largest tasks, is to develop a public art placemaking and placekeeping master plan. It's a bit of a mouthful, so we'll just refer to it as plan, but that's ultimately a very comprehensive forward-thinking look at Artesia Boulevard, which essentially for this project is between Aviation and Inglewood Avenue, and identifying locations where some art installations can be installed. The sky's the limit on what those art installations are. It could be surface level, it could be something as simple as benches, murals, overhead hanging, noise buffer / art installation. It's truly really what can be imagined in the spaces we have, and obviously maintaining the necessary functionality of the spaces while enhancing it with the art. So that's a big task. And we'll go into a little bit more of how LaBasse is going to be developing that plan. But I do just want to highlight, and we did have a speaker mention this earlier, that this project, the Artesia project, is the first implementation, one of the first implementation strategies for the ACAP. And this was an initiative several years ago, and so we're really excited to get this moving forward and to actually see some physical improvements on Artesia related to that previous project. So just want to share with you the scope of work for the contract with LaBasse. And so bear with me, it can get a bit confusing. I'm going to do my best to explain it as clearly as possible, but ultimately for LaBasse, their current agreement only includes the work in phase 1. So that funding that's been allocated for phase 1 is a total of $450,000. $45,000 of that has been allocated for LaBasse for their contract services. The remaining $405,000 will go towards artwork and installations. So that'll pay the artists for their time, for their materials, and the actual installation, whatever is necessary for that install. And so within phase 1, it's broken up into 3 tasks. And the first one is to do a SWOT analysis, which is, if you're not familiar, that's to do a strengths, weakness, opportunities, I was going to say obstacles, thank you, and threats. And so they'll do an analysis of what's currently out on Artesia, really look at holistically what is currently there. And then from there, they will develop a plan. So they're not just coming in and saying, this is what we want to do. They're really boots on the ground, looking at what's currently there, where opportunities are, and in doing so, speaking to the community, doing a lot of outreach, and we'll get into more details of that. And then from there, they will develop a plan. So by the end of this calendar year, so December 31st, we are on target to have this plan adopted by the City Council. So the one thing I just want to mention for this plan is this plan is very forward-thinking, as I mentioned. So it will include all of the installations and kind of future outlook for Artesia, including those installations that will be included in a phase 2 of this project. So that's why phase 2 is on there, but just know phase 2 has not been funded yet. So this plan is going to kind of think pie in the sky. This is what we would love Artesia to look like if we had endless money. So going back to phase 1, once the plan is developed, the second task is to select the artist and artwork. So this is probably where the most fun begins. This is where we can really start imagining what will be out there, who the artist will be, and really starting to kind of place these exciting improvements along Artesia. And then the final task will be the actual installation. And what LaBasse is contracted to do is to shepherd the installation of at least 3 artworks along Artesia within that budget of $405,000. They may be able to do 4 or 5 installations, depending on what it is, but they are contracted to do at least 3 installations. And those will be selected, obviously, from the larger comprehensive plan that they develop. Once phase 1 is completed, we will then go to City Council at some point and say, hey, here's our bigger plan. We will look at our John Parsons Public Art Fund and see what the balance is, and they may allocate additional funding. It's estimated to complete that second phase would be about $550,000, but that's an estimate. We don't know. Once the plan is developed, we'll have a better idea of the full outlook of where installations are possible, and then that number. So that's why that phase has not been allocated. So that's for future thinking. So this is a really exciting opportunity to obviously do some pre-work in developing a larger plan, but then really start chipping away at putting some installations in response to what the plan says. So within phase 1, we'll go into a little bit more detail on the tasks. So task 1 is where we currently are. We are doing, we're really in the outreach phase. And so you can see we're currently in progress with the stakeholder outreach and the SWOT analysis. There is a community survey that currently is out, and we do have a community meeting next week. But task 1 will also include the draft presentation of the plan, which you all will be the reviewing body for, and then taking the plan to City Council. So I'll go into a little bit more detail here. This is our community outreach, so this is just a little bit more detail here. So we are doing stakeholder interviews. Stakeholders have been identified through our City Council members, through staff, through community members. We really did a pretty large outlook of the different stakeholders that would be interested and would be the appropriate persons to speak to regarding the development of this plan. And so we are doing that. It does include yourselves, so hopefully you all have had a chance to speak with LaBasse, and if not, hopefully before the end of the month you would be able to do so. It also includes residents, business owners, and those that live and work on Artesia. And so we've had some great results. Part of that also we've been doing as kind of our stakeholder interview bucket. We've also done some outreach with the NRBBA, and so there was reference during the public comment to those. We have had LaBasse attend 2 meetings with the NRBBA, one more kind of general meeting and then a little bit more of a focused discussion, and there was really good results from that. So all of that information will be compiled into that final plan. The second component of our outreach is the community survey, which is online now. Hopefully you all have the link to that. Please feel free to share it widely. We really want to make sure we get a good response from this, but it's a really short 5-minute survey, just simply asking what you think would be a great idea, what you currently find difficult along Artesia, so that we know, is there things we can do with art installations to kind of circumvent that in a way? So we have that component. That will be open until October 10th, so please share it widely, as I said. And then we do have our community meeting, and this is our official city one, so we will be there as well as LaBasse. This will be next Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the North Branch Library. We wanted to make sure that it was somewhere nearby to make it as easy as possible for those that live closest to Artesia can attend, but this is open to anyone in the public. All ages are welcome. We really, really want to speak directly with everyone. We will have some iPads as well, so if anyone has not completed the survey, they can do so that evening if they'd like to share their input in that way. And then I did just want to let you know, we do have a dedicated project webpage that we have on our city website. It includes a lot of information, a lot of which I just went through. Actually, some of the visuals are from the webpage. But we will include regular updates on that page, as well as we will update the tracker so that you know where we are in the process. So anytime you go to the page, you'll be able to see, okay, the community meeting has been completed. We're now on the next stage of development of the plan, whatever that may be. So to the right is just our general community outreach flyer. So you may have seen this previously, but just wanted to put it up here again, just so visually you know what to look for, and it's just that recognizability for the project. So now I'd like to share with you all how you all will be involved. As you know, you guys are part of our stakeholder group, so dedicated stakeholder interviews are really critical, not just for you, but for all of our stakeholders. But you all have a different seat at the table, if you will, because you're connected to the city in a way, but you're also still a resident, but you have the arts background. So you're kind of a three-pronged, very critical stakeholder in this project. And so we really hope, again, that you have, if you have not done so, we'll be able to speak to Labas and share your input. Or if you're unable to do that, please also feel free to attend the community meeting and share your input there or in the survey. We just want to make sure we hear from you. And as I stated, we are planning in your November meeting to bring a draft of the plan for your review. And so this is a really critical piece to the development of this plan, because we will take the input that we receive from you that evening and that we receive from the community that reads the plan. We will work that into the final plan, which will be presented to the City Council in December. So just know that's a very important piece to this, and we really value your feedback and want to make sure that you are prepared. So we will make sure you get a draft. We're hoping at least a week prior to the meeting, so you have time to review it. We're not sure exactly how long it'll be, but we want to make sure you have time to look through and digest it. So just know you'll be prepared to hopefully speak on that in November. And then looking ahead in 2026, once the plan is developed, it's adopted, we are going to be developing a community panel, and that will include likely one, maybe two members of this body, certain community members, possibly representatives from City Council. We aren't exactly sure what that makeup will look like, but it will definitely include someone from this commission. And that panel will be instrumental in deciding and kind of distilling the artist selection and potentially even which artworks we decide to do in that first phase installation. So they're really going to kind of steer that ship as we enter into the installation part. So what's super critical about that position is we're going to do a call for artists once we decide what we're going to do, what location. We may get 100 responses. That community panel will be the one to really sift through those, select the top however many, 3 to 5, whatever is kind of more manageable, and then be able to present their recommendation of the first few to the commission to then decide which one do we want to move forward with. So it's really kind of helping staff on the administrative side to make sure that we are looking at it from different angles. That way we want to make sure the panel has different demographics on it and backgrounds. And so it's a very critical piece, and just want to give you the assurance and the knowledge that this commission will be part of that panel. And so that's essentially the Artesia project in a nutshell, and obviously a little more information for the commission. And so tonight, this is just a receive and file item. So I'm happy to answer any questions you may have, Jack as well. Like I stated, we're tag teaming this project together. And so I'm happy to provide any additional updates or, again, any questions that you may have. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
May I make a comment, please?
Yes?
Hi, thank you very much. I think this is going very well. I'm very happy. I've done my interview, and I also filled in the survey, and I plan to come to the community meeting. I believe it's next week, right?
That's correct, Tuesday.
Right. But, you know, I was more talking to the consultants, so I think I want to take this opportunity to talk to the staff, if I may, about what my personal expectations are from this project. Because I think by the time the draft plan is presented to us in November, and by the time it goes to the City Council, there's only one short month, if that. So you are going to be more involved with the consultants between now and November until the draft plan is thing. So from that point of view, and most of us, except for the meeting next week, we may not even have an ongoing chance to deal with the consultants until November. One of the things that I'm interested in about is actually, of course, it's the Artesia Boulevard project and things like that, but I also want to have a lot of community participation in this, meaning that districts 5 and 4 on either side needs to really take ownership of this project as well. We cannot really have some sort of a canal in between of a community and everybody will come and say, oh, this is nice. So one of the things that I would love to have is actually to expand the geographical area of this project with 1 or 2 artworks or murals or something like that, leading from the community into Artesia Boulevard. For example, 2 main fairs right in the middle. One of them is Vale, the other one is Ringe. If you, for example, can do something, a sort of a satellite version of this project in Anderson Park, you will gain the sympathy and ownership of District 5. Or if you do add an artwork or a mural or something like that somewhere in District 4, the whole area rather than the corridor, a term that I never like to use actually. Therefore, I always refer it as a district. That would be, I think, important because after all, even though this is an art project, it's nice for the community and that kind of stuff. But to me, we are spending Redondo Beach's money. Yes, it is in the special fund, but it's residents' money. So we need to prioritize in our minds the benefit of the residents, in a sense. And that's the only message that I would love to give it to you throughout your discussions with the consultants for preparing the plan for November. Thank you.
Everybody's good? Okay. I'm going to make a motion to receive and file.
We should do public comment before we
That's
take
right,
the motion.
Public comment. Is there?
We do not appear to have any.
Okay.
Georgette Gander. 2 things I would like to suggest. On the survey, when we were at the North Redondo Beach Business Association meeting last week, they stated that the only way to obtain the survey is through community services, and then the public would need to know that. And I just assumed, and I don't know if the city's able to do it or what the expense would be, but I just assumed that they were sending out a survey like en masse to the city or whatever emails they have, so that everyone in all districts could go, oh, what is this? Oh, okay, and now they're participating. So I hope that will be done, because they said, oh, you should do whatever you can to distribute it to as many people as you know. Well, it's a little limited. So hopefully something can be done to where it's there's publicity to alert people to that. And also, I would love to volunteer to be on the committee. Please select me. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening again. Yes, I agree. Jim Mueller, District 5. I agree with what you said, Commissioner Tanner.
Thank you.
Because one of the problems that the city has with Artesia Boulevard is that the people who live around it are not interested in it. You rarely see a crowd on Artesia Boulevard. Dine Around, which was only 2 nights out of 365, when you saw a lot of people on Artesia Boulevard. And so I think as well as District 4 and 5, there should be District 3 as well, because they're part of that whole ecosystem as well on Artesia Boulevard. So I think that is a great idea, and I hope the city follows through with it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening again. Yeah, I just want to say I love the things that are being done so far. I was a little concerned. I wasn't seeing a lot of requests for community participation. Now I'm seeing a lot of it, so that's really great. I'll be there next Tuesday, offering my 2 cents worth. The only other thing I was going to suggest too is I think like if we just did this project and could have a success on this project, it would be great. What's interesting, however, is that, we're also hearing there's a potential for murals, private art. There are also certain other things the city could do. I've been talking to the council about some nice bike racks that like they have in Hermosa Beach that are somewhat decorative. And so I don't want to make this too difficult, but I guess I'm thinking, boy, wouldn't it be nice if there was like some strategic coordination of all this, maybe just something to keep in mind so that I don't know if a theme has even been suggested, or maybe we will come up with a theme, working with LaBasse and say that's the theme, but then will any private murals like clash with that theme? And maybe it's just a question of communication. People will do what they want to do, but if you're communicating well what we think the theme is, getting input from people, then any private artwork, which could also enhance things, hopefully would be in concert with this project. So just a thought that I had. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Is that everyone?
Can I ask a question? As far as the community survey goes, who has that been sent to? I know that we were all emailed it and asked to share. How is the city getting it out there?
We have put it on the city website. As we stated, there's the web page. We also put it on the homepage of the city. So it is on that in the latest news section. And there's a direct link there. We've put it all of our social media pages as well. We have printed flyers and put them all throughout all of our city facilities, the one with the QR code. And that way.
That would be included in the Parks and Recs areas.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. And especially in our areas where there's potentially for lines, and that way people can just scan the QR code while they're waiting to be helped and assisted. I believe we shared it. I'm trying to remember. We obviously shared it with NRBBA folks and asked to share it in their networks. We're open to sharing it with as many people as possible. It is not limited to anyone completing. We are open to anyone completing it, but we don't have a general citywide email distribution list, unfortunately. So we are somewhat limited, but we welcome anyone sharing it or giving us ideas of who to send it to send it widely.
Thank you.
Well, come up, please.
Yeah. Since I live in District 5, Scott Barrett sent it out as part of his community email, which I assume he has a broad email list. So it'd be great for all the council people in Districts 3, 4, and 5 to include it on their mailings and in their community meetings as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did share that information with the council members, so we can circle back and make sure. I'm happy to hear that Councilmember Barrett did it, so we can circle back and make sure the others have an opportunity to do that.
It's also responsibility for our commissioners to, as we got it in our email too, to make some flyers and present it to, so we can do our due diligence as a cultural arts commissioners to do that too. Hence why, if anybody would like to look at one, I just put one over there too, so for you all in the...
Yeah, and if anyone wants copies so they can distribute, if they have a means to do that, we are happy to provide copies. So yeah, we're happy to assist in any way. We appreciate all the assistance on your end.
Thank you.
And being mindful that October 10th is coming quickly.
It is, yes. It is just around the corner.
Okay, so everybody, can I make a motion to receive and file?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, now we're going to J2, discussion and possible action on the selection of an alternative District 1 utility box for art wrap. Jack?
All right, I'm going to have a
Thank you, Kelly.
little one here momentarily.
Thank you.
Okay, on January 22nd meeting, you all selected a utility box artworks and 5 specific boxes in which to wrap. One of them, unfortunately, had already been done. That was the one in District 1, and that one has the koi wrap from 2021 on it. Don't know exactly how that didn't get up in the updated list of already taken boxes, but we now are asking you to select another one. We're running out of available boxes in District 1, but I identified 3 of them that you could look at and choose from. First ones are at Camino de la Corto and Avenue I, so it's just down the street from where that other one was. That corner actually has 2 boxes available, which is, could you bring that up for me? There we go. The map of where it's located is Box A and Box B. If you notice, Box A is up against just a fairly featureless wall, and it's one where Riviera Village has been storing their barricades for the farmers market almost directly in front of that box. So unless we could ask them perhaps to move them, that might not be the best solution, but it could possibly work out. Box B, on the other hand, across the street, has more directions of visibility, and judging from the condition of it, would probably appreciate some art. But of course, in that condition, it'll probably cost a little extra to prep the box. Then the other location, it has one more, is Camino Real at Ruby Street. And that one is actually in very good condition, same type of box. And it sets off well in that neighborhood. I drove past and looked at each of these to make sure there wasn't actually already a wrap on it. So if any of you have a strong feeling on A, B, or C, which you would prefer, this would be the time to name it.
Commission, can we have a vote on that? Can we
Absolutely
vote tonight so that way we can move this
ask
forward?
a question before we vote?
Yes, of course.
So the art wrap that is now not going to be used, can it be just transferred to one of these other boxes? Because wasn't it the bicycles one?
Well, we have to, all 5 of them were assigned, each one to a specific district. So that was already decided at that meeting. And so the only one that didn't happen, that didn't have a box to go to, was the one from District 1. So the one that you had previously assigned to District 1 would go to one of these. They're still in District 1.
Okay.
We're not losing the art. We're just relocating it.
Good.
Let me ask, do we have enough funds to do A and B, or we have to pick one between A, B, and C? Can we pick 2, or we have to pick 1?
You only have one piece of work that doesn't have a box.
Okay.
For a large
One approved.
Jack, what art was it that we're looking to put here?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do we have that down somewhere that we could find it?
Yes, we do.
I just know because I fell in love with it. It was the one where they were bicycling.
Okay.
Okay, that was Genevieve's.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
Genevieve
helpful to know.
Essence, bicycling, yes.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me.
And that would go well at any of these, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Do you want us to vote now?
Okay. Can we make a vote?
Yeah, you can either
Let's go-
choose, you can direct staff to choose, but one of these 3
Well,
is
like
is
the-
going to need to be it for us to proceed with this and get it to the council right away.
Maybe we'll go right to left and.
C, please.
Okay, what would you like?
I vote for C as well.
I vote for B.
I vote for B.
I want B or C.
Well, let's try one and make it easier for us, so we can move on and.
We could do a ranked
and
choice if
just
we have to,
and
but
conquer.
I'm hoping we can
Right,
simplify
we're here
this.
to conquer, because eventually, hopefully, those other places will go, but if we do our due diligence and get it moving forward, then we can do it.
Can we go back one page? I want to see B again. There still is a lot of good foot traffic at B. So I'll select B.
B.
Looks like we have predominance of B.
Okay, wonderful.
If you would like to make a motion and vote for that?
I make a motion to vote for B to move forward, which is on, yeah? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay,
You vote?
vote,
I'll second.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. All right. Now we can move on to J3.
Yep.
Discussion and possible action regarding cancellation of November 26th, 2025 Cultural Arts Meeting and the scheduling of a special meeting earlier in that month.
Yeah, typically this November meeting always ends up the night before Thanksgiving, which a lot of the commissioners have found inconvenient. Usually this one is canceled and a special meeting is called at a different date in November. There are 4 dates currently available in these chambers from which to choose. Or you can say, no, we just do it that night, but the choice is up to you.
What are the dates, please?
The dates are Monday, November 3rd, Wednesday, November 5th, Monday, November 17th, and Wednesday, November 19th, which is the week just prior to the originally scheduled date.
Please not the 19th.
when you all have some time, I think we should do the same process and go right to left and then give a date, and then we'll take it from there.
Can we get those dates again?
The 3rd, the 5th, the 17th, or the 19th.
And they are in your agenda report, your administrative report. But yeah, November 3, 5, 17, and 19. 2 Mondays, 2 Wednesdays.
Does anyone feel strongly about one day?
I feel strongly,
I feel
but I'll wait until we can go.
The 19th, please.
I'm okay with the 19th.
I'm okay with the 19th.
I'm okay with the 19th.
My first choice, 19th.
Not mine.
19th appears to be unanimous. You want to make a motion, vote on that?
I would like to make a motion for our next meeting to be held on November 19th.
I'll second.
All in favor?
We would cancel the original one and
Yeah.
schedule a special meeting.
Yes, yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Not I.
No.
No, I have a conflict.
Okay, okay. Now we can move on to J4, discussion and possible action of the formation of a subcommittee to identify and promote public art options on the Esplanade.
Yes, so speaking to a lot of people and other commissioners, other commissions, they seem to have convinced me at least that the most expeditious way to get action is to form a subcommittee, because you can begin working immediately rather than simply agendizing it and waiting 2 months for the next meeting. So that if you do this, you can set up a grouping of no more than 3, and then they can go to work immediately looking for art options for the Esplanade, bring them back to the commission for a vote at the next meeting, or as soon as you've identified ones that you think are ready to promote. And you could get this thing activated much faster.
Would anybody like to jumpstart a subcommittee?
This is a discussion. You don't
It's very
have to do this.
beneficial.
Question?
Yes?
The $100,000 mentioned that's all set, right?
That's correct.
So this subcommittee pretty much will have not the budget of $100,000 to
Not
make
to exceed $100,000.
$100,000.
Yeah, not to, the subcommittee will, not
Make
to,
recommendations to this commission, and then the commission will make it
but it's not to exceed $100,000.
not to exceed, I understand.
It's not to exceed $100,000 of the John Parsons Public Art Fund. If something were to come up and the council felt like adding money to it, that would certainly be their option. However, in a tight budget year like this one, they're more likely to stick with the Public Art Fund.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I would be interested.
Okay. Do we have a second? I'll do it with you, Tim.
Okay. A third?
Else?
Anybody else want to?
Chelsea, maybe?
Maybe.
We can ask,
Yeah.
we can always get a jump
I'm sure
in.
you can add
Yes.
somebody to it down the road, but we'll
Yes.
start with
We can
Commissioner
add, yes.
Tanner
Yeah.
and Christian Kelly.
Okay, yeah.
You want to make a motion and vote
Yeah,
on
I
that?
make a motion for a new subcommittee to work
Identify and promote public art
exactly
on the
on
Esplanade.
the Esplanade. Is there a motion? Second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. All right.
And commissioners, we have a request for public comment on this one.
Yes, please.
Oh, I beg your pardon. You should have done that first.
Joan Irvine, District 1, Keep the Esplanade Beautiful. Thank you. I first put an idea across working with Patty and Debbie about 10 years ago for public art in the Esplanade, but it was going to be $35,000, and we had just started, so we didn't have the money. So I love the fact that this is coming through. We're not the artists, but we love it. I love with the boxes in the village. I walk by them. They're whimsical, they're fun, and all that. I would ask that we have, in theory, to have a representative of Keep the Esplanade Beautiful possibly on your committee. And in theory, Paul Moses has agreed, since he knows public art and he has been on the commission, so he knows the process. So if you're considering people outside of your committee, I would ask that you consider having him on it. We want whatever you need from us. We are here to have, to have this moving forward, and we would love to see it by, be finished by 27, so it's ready for LA 28. And also, I've mentioned to, Rich, we've mentioned about the app that he's doing, that we could have an app, that is talking about the public art, that people could, it would be on this app that visitors could see, and it would be bringing people, educating people, putting the history of the art, the mosaics on the Esplanade. So please consider us a resource, and thank you so much for getting this moving forward again. And as I said, we are here, whatever we can do to help you. And that one of the things you've mentioned with Artesia is that when you're taking a look at this, that you're taking a look at the whole Esplanade and you're taking a look at the future. So that it is a coordinated effort, that maybe this is phase one. And, also, you were saying that maybe the city council, if they wanted to, they could add some money to it. We could put, I'm just throwing this out, pipe dream, that, down the road, if we needed to do some kind of fundraiser as far as keep the Esplanade beautiful, to add to this. I mean, we're just so excited that this project is moving forward. And thank you so much. And thank you for getting this moving forward, and look forward to seeing what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joan.
Thank you.
Would anybody else?
That appears to be it.
Okay. Okay. Motion, do we motion receive and vote?
We
We're all done
already
with
did
it,
the
right? 'Cause we already
motion,
did it.
so I think you're
Okay, so
fine.
we can move on to K now. Okay, commission member items and future commission agenda topics. Does anybody?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Where are we at on the Gatewave?
Currently, Gatewave is about ready to go to the city attorney's office with the contract. When it's approved as to form, then we can bring it to council.
And that estimated timeframe, like when?
I have been told by the director of waterfront and economic development, and also by community development and planning, that there are could be a lot of permits associated with this one, particularly because it's very close to the water, which might make the potentially the coastal commission require a development permit. They said this can take, the entire process could take up to 6 months to get approved. Then it will go very quickly once it's done, because it's not a long or difficult assembly process.
March. Okay.
If we're lucky and we don't have to do that, that could shave as much as 2 months off of it.
Cool. So next.
Our hope is to finish it this fiscal year.
Cool. I've been talking about it a lot, that's why. So I'll keep asking too, and showing up some other places.
That's what we're pushing hard on. We have another update on Sea Chatter, the one that was for the Gertruda mural that was stalled. That's back in action. The artist has returned and is ready to proceed, and we are simply checking with Public Works at this point to see about scheduling what works, what doesn't, and whether or not we think it's likely that it will rain, as in November, because otherwise it has to be done after the rains, which would push it to probably July. But he is ready to go in November if it can be pushed that fast. And since this is all approved, everything is ready. He's received his down payment. This is ready to go. So if it all kind of comes down to rain and predictions and Public Works making sure that it's not interfering with something they have going on at this particular time. We might be able to proceed with that, and I think we can have that done pretty fast.
Just for the people that are sitting out there, like, since I got on this commission, the skate park getting painted, some of the stuff you're hearing about now, like, that's been moving since before we got here. So there's some of us that have been here since that last commission. So I just want to, like, kind of put it out there. It's up to us to keep some of this stuff rolling. And since I've been on this is there's momentum, and there's more people been coming. So these are all good things. I just want to highlight, like, sometimes we're always here thinking about what we can't do, and
Trying to
sometimes
get
we
it to move.
deserve a, and since you've been here, it's been a little snappier, so I appreciate it.
Well,
Appreciate you.
thank you for saying that. My goal is pretty much the same as yours. Let's spend some money.
Yeah. Anybody else?
When will we know about Sea Chatter, if that's moving forward?
I just put that message out. I found out about that the artist was back and available yesterday.
Okay.
I put that message into Public Works. I hope to hear in the next day or two.
Great. Thanks,
So,
Jack.
and if I learn anything, I will shoot out a message, update you.
Would anybody else?
I have a comment, please.
Yes.
This is regarding the John Parsons Public Art Budget Report.
Yes.
I know it was in the consent calendar, but I didn't want to pull out because my comment is not specific to this month's report. Just I want to make a suggestion as to the format.
Yes.
Would it be possible, since you are doing it on a spreadsheet, would it be possible to show us changes from the previous month or the previous time that you present us this report?
Absolutely. I'm just using the old format at this point, but I'm happy to change it to your heart's
I think that will give
content.
us a better idea about how much our money is increased, how much we have left and things like that, because right now I can't see it. And
it has increased.
Yeah.
It has.
Not related to this, I have made a comment in the past in this commission. I personally find the revenues below what they should be, but that's just a gut feeling, but I just want to repeat it one more time. Unfortunately, the response from staff back then was that they cannot verify. But if one looks at the formula of how much money is supposed to go into the public art fund, and given the enormous construction in our city, to me, that number is low. That's all I want to say at this stage. Of course, I'm not blaming anybody or anything like that. Maybe there is a misinterpretation of the formula used for the revenues for this fund. Maybe certain commercial developments are being left out. But I'm aware of the fact that there's going to be a much bigger commercial industrial development actually within the city of Redondo Beach coming up. The area is already fenced. I just want to make sure that, if you don't mind, Jack, just talk to your colleagues in finance, and we just want to make sure that we are getting the fair share of.
Certainly.
Okay. That would be fantastic.
I can also include the sources of each of the fund contributions as they come in, if that would help. And additionally, we know it's 1% of any project of $200,000 or greater.
Right.
But it need not be a donation to John Parsons Art Fund if they want to put up their own art to the equivalent dollar figure, and it would have to be approved, but they can do that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a contribution as long as it's a contribution to public art.
Okay, that's fantastic. In that case, let me just, please allow me to just say a few more words about corporate contributions to art. Corporations all around the world happen to be, major donors, contributions. They love investing in art, putting in front of their buildings or sponsoring other projects. We have some major global corporations in Redondo Beach. One of them is your neighbors right there.
Yeah.
They are huge. I have no idea about what their contribution to art for Redondo Beach is. So would it be possible to knock on their door somehow and say, this is who we are. These are some of the projects we are doing. Would you be a sponsor of this thing? And by the way, I mean, they are not the only ones. Of course, if you drive further towards the train station, you have other major companies like DHL, Doe & Co, and these are like all the people that we can present some ideas to. And as a good corporate citizens of Redondo Beach, I'm sure they will find some money, maybe even for the Performing Arts Center, which I assume that you could use
any of these
for the ballet
I don't want any
project.
More money. No, this is a valid and sensible approach. It might be a subject for another subcommittee if somebody wants to actually make those approaches on behalf of the city.
Okay, but I think the staff is a good place to start to think about it, and maybe you can come back to us about how
staff
we
is
should go about
primarily
this.
me. So
The point that I'm trying to make is Redondo Beach should not really depend solely on the revenues in the John Parsons Art Fund, or some monies from the general thing. All over the world, these are typically done with joint projects between corporate money and public money. Most of the time, actually, pure corporate money or other philanthropic money. I think it would be our neighbors would be a good place to start to try to solicit some funds. Or if they want, they can put a beautiful statue somewhere, let's say in Anderson Park, or in front of their offices, something like that. Anyway, you got the point. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I did, now that we're in charge of like some of the music stuff, and the mayor came here and he was talking about places, we haven't really talked about more music or performing art, more stuff, like some of the ballet stuff. And so I have friends that are in bands in the local community, and we've got beach life and we got all this other stuff, but there's a decent amount, I don't know how to say this without like, we have some good bands here that are good enough to put something together in the future. I'm just bringing that up because ever since we got the music component, I actually have people hitting me up to throw some kind of Wayne's World concert or something like that. Like, so I just wanted to put that out there. Like, we do got to start thinking more of like the ballet. There's performers that we have in the community, and we have a lot of space. And to go with Orban's thing, the mayor made it sound like we get money from somewhere else. And like we got like magic money, I guess, somewhere that he was talking about. So
some things require money, some things require less money.
Yeah.
Make a proposal.
But
Let's see what's
it's a proposal
possible.
that, right, you could go and present then to our council, mayor and council, right? And then it would come from funds,
Yeah, like I guess that's kind of one of my things
and then
too.
it would go
Like
maybe to Parks and Recs, because you're going to need facility to hold it. So then it would, you'd have to.
You can do these things outside too.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm wondering now that we are in. What? And I'm just bringing this up just to bring it out loud. Like, what do we? Like that. Like I had the idea. Like I had the idea. And it's not like I came up, but to have like a concert or something like that. How would we generate that? Yeah, like I guess first you'd start with, what do you want to do? Indoor, outdoor, where? No, it's got to be outdoor.
Then you're going to need to determine what the needs are, equipment, power, and so forth. It exists, doesn't need to be brought in.
Okay, so it's like from scratch. Like we're
basically
making a party. We got to have
you're either building from scratch or you're trying to do it at the Performing Arts Center is pretty much your options. And if you're doing it at the Performing Arts Center, then you're going to need a subsidy.
In the past, where would that have been generated from? Like within the city? Like where would, like let's say we did have like a function somewhere. What department in the city?
Well, they already do a summer concert series on the pier. So that exists already. It's run through the Pier Association, which is Economic and Waterfront Development.
Okay, so they'd be
if you want to do it somewhere else, or maybe in North Redondo or something, some other location, then you'd be starting from scratch.
Right, but they'd be the people to kind of talk to and see how they put it together and use their resources. Like they get power.
It would probably be a good place to start. Say how they do their series, and see if it's something that could be duplicated at a reasonable cost.
And they were the Redondo Pier. What? I hang out there. I've gone to the
Pier Association.
Association. Okay.
I mean, we know how to do this in the theater. The only question is, will somebody pay for it?
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, we got the spaces. We get that. So, I mean, the mayor came in. He gave us like 3 spaces at Veterans Park. He gave the campground or something like that. We got an amphitheater somewhere. So we already have like 3 places he named that he wanted. So after that, it's just showing up with some speakers and people. So.
I like where you're going. I think we look at what other cities are doing well, and we figure out how we can make that our own.
Yeah, they got the Manhattan Beach, that park. They always play music there too.
Pollywog. Yeah.
The best, and they get the best crowd, and it's so much
pier
fun.
ones are good too.
I know,
the
pier ones are, they're great.
Well, we got spaces.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down.
Ballet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outside.
There are resources.
Absolutely.
Definitely resources.
Absolutely.
Where are you going with that?
Yeah, it's awesome.
If you want a subcommittee in the future, let me know.
We'll figure it out. Let me to get some more notes from people and.
All right. right, how's everybody? I would like to make a little announcement. I would actually like to dedicate our meeting to Deidre Davidson, who has passed away. She was a well-known photographer, beautiful soul. She really had such a lovely impact with all of her photography throughout the South Bay, photographing Pulitzer Prize winners, you name it, Performing Arts Center, all around. Her photography has been touched by everybody. Her ability to capture the world through her lens was truly special. She saw beauty where others overlooked it. Grateful for the moments she froze in time and the light she shared with so many. Rest in peace, Deidre. Your vision lives on through every image you left behind.
May I recommend when you're ready to adjourn that maybe you move to adjourn in her memory?
Please.
I do have, if you are done, I have a couple of announcements.
Sure.
I have couple more things, if I may. I have a son who goes to college, and it's the internship season right now for summer interns. I have already recommended this in the past years, but I think it would be fantastic if you can hire 2 or 3 summer interns to work specifically on art projects. Do some research, like maybe we talked about what other municipalities are doing, things like that. Most of them are unpaid positions. And I think people who are studying art management and things like that, who are originally from Redondo Beach or some of the neighboring cities, who come home for summer vacation, they would be delighted to help you out on a month basis. I think it would be just a suggestion, but the season to advertise such a role is now.
Well, I'm very much in favor of such a thing. Let me talk to my superiors and see what procedures would be required to accomplish it.
Thank you.
Okay,
and then one final thing. I do apologize, but I had no idea that Redondo Beach had a ballet company. We couldn't respond after public comments, so I just saved my comments to the end. Congratulations. Please ask us or our staff how you can, I've been living here in the South Beach for almost 10 years now. This is the first time I'm hearing it. It's my fault, but maybe you can do a little bit, more on the advertising side with our help. Thank you. Thank you.
Just get my 2 cents worth on that. They've been performing twice a year for a number of years at the Performing Arts Center, doing a production called Through the Pages, which is upcoming in October. And they do another one in February, which is called The Snow Queen. Both of them are eminently worth your while. I highly recommend you come and see them.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. What are the dates of those? Do you know that off the top of your head, Jack?
Performances on the 26th? 25th and 6th?
25th and 26th.
Yep.
25th and 26th.
And it's up on our website always. And it's currently up on the electronic marquee sign in front of the theater.
Okay. And you wanted to add to that? You had some.
I'm sorry?
You had some items to add to this?
Minor. A reminder that elections would normally have occurred for officers in October, so this will happen in November, and you should be thinking about who you want to nominate for your next chair, vice chair, and secretary. And then I have just a minor thing on the current John Parsons Art Fund. Last time we went over that, there was a little confusion that I had to backtrack because it didn't show the 5% maintenance money, so we thought that the number was higher than it was. I've rearranged that, so the number that you see on that form in bold is actually the money you have available. The stuff in red shows the actual maintenance fee that's already been pulled out of that. So it'll be a little less confusing for this particular one. But of course, I'll be looking at a different one for Commissioner Tanner to make it a little easier and trackable. And then the last one is there has been some ongoing work at the city council level on taking, since we've done all these changes with the commissions, they've been going back and wherever it was appropriate or overlapped, backdating and updating various other ordinances. Say the John Parsons Art Fund ordinance has a specific, how is it constructed, how is it done, how does it relate to the well, it used to say public art councils, and so they're doing all these things. In the process of this, what's come up several times, and they all seem to be leaning that way, is to move all the commissions to the same frequency. This one would be moving to a monthly meeting. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but it seems highly likely based on their comments thus far. Don't think that would happen before the first of the year because a new ordinance requires time and posting and so forth. But be aware that that could be on the very near horizon.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
Thanks, Jack. Okay, now we can move on to K1, receive and file reports from active subcommittees. I know our LGBTQ, we don't have any updates because we're still waiting to hear from the letter. So no files to report. And then Chelsea, and do you have any, and I think the next one is the chalk subcommittee, but she's not, you guys don't have any update with any?
We haven't
Okay,
discussed it at all.
okay, so then there's no update on any of that.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to L, which is adjournment. The next meeting for the Redondo Beach Cultural Arts Commission will be a regular meeting to be held 7 p.m. on November 19th.
It is at the moment. It will be corrected.
At the moment, yeah.
It's not a regular meeting. It's a
No,
special meeting.
it's a special meeting, so sorry. A special meeting, that is correct, Tina. And in Redondo Beach Council chambers. Okay. Yeah, so
We're done.
make a motion to adjourn. I hope everybody's okay with that, right? Okay, all agree? Okay,
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Where you got it and how I
That was a record fast meeting.